Hello everybody and welcome to a new episode of the Sega News Bits. I'm your host George and with me is Senpai Barry.
Hello.
And today we're going to be talking about Virtual-On, or I guess technically a crossover that's happening called A Certain Magical Virtual-On, which is going to be A Certain Magical Index, which is a light novel which is turned into an anime that was kind of popular. I don't know if it's popular in the US still. A lot of people were like, that was popular 7 years ago. I don't know. I have never seen it, but the good news is Virtual-On is back technically, in a way, and it's supposed to be coming to PS4 and Vita in 2018, and this is based on a light novel that was released last year, which is a crossover between them, and it was there to celebrate the 20th anniversary of Virtual-On, which is, I think we should have gotten a new game. I think this is what this is, right?
Yeah.
So let me tell you about the story, I guess. The game will take place in the world of A Certain Magical Index, and the characters pilot Virtualoids mechs, and as a part of a sport. So Sega says that the game is going to be high-speed action game, and you can see, if you see the logo right now on the screen, it says on the top that it's version 5.55, and that's actually hints that this might be just the 5th Virtual-On game, and they're just using the property to, I guess, reach a broader audience. Because the last game they released was Virtual-On Force, which is basically the 4th game in the series. So, what's your opinion about all this news coming out for this?
Well, what's a light novel?
That's what, actually, I was wondering the same thing. I never read it, and I'm assuming it's just a manga? I don't know.
Is it like a written, like it features anime characters, but it's written and then there's pictures? Like instead of a manga, it's like those old Big Little book, or those old books they had back like in the 30s and 40s, because that's how old we are. And it was like there were pictures on every page, but then on the other side it was just text. Maybe.
Apparently, according to this, it's a style of novel primarily and exclusively targeting high school and middle age students.
Oh, so it's like a young adult novel over here.
Yeah, I guess so. Yes.
Okay, but then they give like anime drawings for the characters instead of badly photoshopped like photos of teenagers. Okay. Well, I don't think it's a bad idea. I mean, obviously I'd love to just see a straight up Virtual-On 5. But I mean, let's be real here. This series does not reinvent itself all that much. You compare Virtual-On, all of the games that have come so far, they don't look that much different from each other aside from a little boost in graphics. And I don't know, like maybe people just won't see the difference, but when you tie it in with a light novel, there will be more potential customers.
I think it would also give the game an actual, I guess, single player mode, because I mean, there's no story really to the Virtual-On, and this could have a story, and then if you want to play online without bothering with the whole magical index stuff, you could just basically play multiplayer and get your, just how you regularly would. This just kind of adds a new mode to it with new characters that are already established.
Yeah, and I guess, I mean, I love Virtual-On. I'm not bashing it in any way, but I'm just thinking like it might help to have human characters tied with the Virtualoids, so it's like, or the Cyber Troopers, whatever we call them, just because, then it's like, oh, I don't know, I'm trying to think, there's a lot of giant mech, like anime and movies, but there's always human characters, and Virtual-On's unique in that they're just robots. You don't really get much from them story-wise.
Yeah.
I mean, if this just plays like straight up Virtual-On with some sort of single-player mode, that sounds kind of awesome.
Yeah, that's kind of that's like my best case scenario. I think the worst case scenario is that it's really just a light novel where you read a story and there's no gameplay really, or like very little gameplay.
Now, it is interesting because Juro Watari, who's the creator of Virtual-On, and I know, in our comments section, I see you guys, you go, oh, old Sega's dead. No, there's a lot of people still with the company, including the creator of Virtual-On. He's in the same division, CS3, that handled Dengeki Bunko Fighting Climax. And so, there are people there who have worked on the entire series.
And I will say that the guy that does the art for the games also worked on the mechs for the light novel, the crossover, and he's probably going to work on this too, obviously.
Interesting.
So it's like the team is there. And what is your opinion on like Sega using, I guess, or potentially using animes from this company to bring other franchises that were dormant back?
I'm mixed. I think fighting climax was kind of underwhelming, at least for me. Though I think Sega Hard Girls was a big success. I don't know too much about Project 575. I mean, I think the big thing is to bring back the gameplay style. If it plays like the games and they throw in some extra characters, it doesn't bother me at all. I think if anything, if it pushes more copies or makes it... I guess it's more that I think if the board sees that they're tying it in with popular franchises, they probably are more likely to say, yeah, you can make another Virtual On, you're tying it in with this popular light novel, rather than saying, we want to make a fifth one.
PlayStation Vita is getting the game in 2018. Isn't that crazy?
That's insane.
So it's like the Switch is out. I mean, wouldn't it have been a smarter idea to, I guess, announce it on Switch instead of the Vita?
I don't know. Maybe they don't think there's this audience is a Nintendo audience. Maybe it's more of that PlayStation crowd where they like their hardcore anime and their Yakuza and all that.
Or maybe Sony's footing the bill on this. Who knows with them?
Hey, whatever it takes.
I agree. You guys tell me what you guys think about this crossover. Would you buy it? Would you rather just see Virtual On 5? Let us know in the comments below.